stark reason Australia has so many less EVs than NZ, strong lead. Kiwis are well ahead of us per capita when it comes to electric car take-up for one simple reason. Can Australia catch up? Electric car sales are still going strong in Australia, continuing the trend of doubling year on year, but how does our nation's take-up and incentives compare to across the ditch? New Zealand is a well-known leader in renewable energy and, as expected, Kiwis were keen early adopters of EVs. Strong demand for EVs in New Zealand was driven by a rebate scheme, more available models and cheaper pricing, leading to increased uptake in 2022 and 2023, with EVs accounting for a whopping 27% of new vehicle registrations last year. By comparison, about 8.5% of new vehicle sales in Australia in 2023 were electric, and they account for 9.5% of sales this year to date. While New Zealander EV drivers benefit from huge discounts on electricity between 9 p.m. and 7 am, Sydney Milligram EV owner Peter Callaghan told Yahoo Finance that Aussies needed to hunt around to find incentives and the cheapest way to power up their vehicles, which varied between energy providers. "I can charge my car now for 8 cents per kilowatt hour between midnight and 6 am, he said. "I've only been with AGL for a few weeks, but it costs $3.80 to charge my car from 30% to 80%. Now I just plug the car in before I go to bed, set scheduled charging, then wake up in the morning and it's charged 80%. Government change in NZ leads to slowing in EV growth. While New Zealand has been leading the charge towards an electric future for some years, all this changed following the end of favourable rebates and the implementation of road taxes matching diesel rates, which saw EV registrations drop to about 8.5% this year. This is largely a result of policy changes relating to EVs by the NZ government following the election at the end of 2023, Ross Durango, head of energy and infrastructure at the Electric Vehicle Council, told Yahoo Finance. He said that as a result the EV situation in NZ is now similar to that of Australia. "So, as it stands today, it's a pretty close call, after a history of NZ taking a strong lead," Durango added. As of the end of June 2024, Australia had more than 180,000 EVs on the road, compared to New Zealand, which has 75,700 fully electric light vehicles, plus 32,500 plug-in hybrids, PHEVs. Last year, New Zealand's national government announced plans to scrap the Clean Car Discount scheme, which it likened to a reverse Robin Hood, taxing hard-working Kiwis for the vehicles they need, to subsidise other drivers buying brand new EVs. In Australia, EV buyers enjoy exemptions from fringe benefit tax under the Luxury Car Tax, LCT, of $89,332, a higher threshold than petrol and diesel vehicles, while the new Vehicle Efficiency Standard and the removal of customs duty for EVs and PHEVs under the LCT was aimed at decreasing retail prices. Geography is a huge factor when comparing EV take-up. Durango said there were a number of key differences between the Australian and New Zealand market. First, NZ has significantly less geography for the size of population, he told Yahoo Finance. It's easier to adequately cover regional New Zealand roads with public fast charging locations because there's less road to cover. The public charging network in New Zealand doesn't have the kinds of gaps that we are working to close in the Australian outback. There's no equivalent to the Birdsville track in New Zealand. Durango said governments in both countries had invested in a variety of programs to support and track EV uptake, while both Australia and New Zealand had experienced the same sorts of growing pains while moving from early adopters to the mainstream market. Incentives for drivers who decide to go electric. Many lucrative incentives for EV drivers have now been phased out in both countries. There still are some perks about. Here's how they compare. Australia. Queenslanders with a household income under $180,000 who bought an EV under $68,000, including GST, on or after April 21, 2023 are able to claim a $6,000 rebate. This is also available to those who bought an EV under $58,000 between March 2022 and April 2023. In ACT, there is no stamp duty on hybrids or EVs bought after July 1, 2023, and drivers can apply for a zero-interest loan for between $2,000 and $15,000. WA is another state that still has a rebate scheme, with motorists able to claim back $3,500 on zero-emission vehicles under $70,000 bought between May 2022 and May 2025. New Zealand. The NZ government has pledged to invest NZ $257 million to deliver a network of 10,000 public EV chargers over the next 6 years, around 10 times as many as currently exist. Huge discounts on electricity for EV owners between certain off-peak time frames. Large proportion of second-hand car imports, so lots of more affordable options.